Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony. News, sports, truth with comedy. Community mixed with a little celebrity. Every Thursday night at 6 in the evening.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with
Welcome to Thursday night tea with Alex. Oh my God. Look who's here. Oh my God.
I'm back.
I didn't even know who was
I'm
beside
back,
me.
son. I'm back, man.
Yay.
Did you miss me?
Wow.
man,
You're
did
back.
you miss
Where have
me,
you
son? Man, New York, helping people move.
been? Shout out to Ryan Downey.
Shout out to Downey in the building doing this goddamn thing, helping Ryan Downey move. And then, no, I'm sorry. I was helping him move. And then last week, we did a show last week. We did the show at American Legion.
Yeah, that was amazing. Shout out
You
to
had to hold it down?
Tania Jones.
She's actually watching. She's laying on the couch.
Shout
I
out
talked
to
her.
Tania. You might also know her as Tanya Honez. Yeah, she was on the show the other day. Our little noise machine
Killed
isn't
it.
working.
Did you plug it in? What'd you do?
Oh,
Metro PCS. I swear to God, they got iPads now.
Yep, volume turned up.
It's working. Cut it on. This is dead air time. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm back in the building. What's up, Kev? How you
Shout out to
living?
Kevin Sutton. We have an amazing show for you today. We have some really great performers coming in.
Who are they?
One is Diabolically Haitian. She
Nice.
is an award-winning poet
Ow.
and spoken word artist.
Dope.
She will be joining us today. We also have the comedic styles of Django Fett,
Ooh.
aka D'Angelo Joyce.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was pretty much calling him the wrong name on Facebook all day.
D'Angelo Price. Who is that?
Vincent Price's cousin, I guess. I don't know who that is.
The funniest thing, though, you were outside. You was like, D'Angelo's last name is Price, right? No, it's not.
I was wondering like why he wasn't responding.
He changed it so many times. Like it was D'Angelo Joyce, then it was D'Angelo Price, then it's D'Angelo. What is it now?
Django Fett.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, he's going to be joining us. And, we also, even though we laugh and play and we talk about comedy and all things in light, we also get serious here with our community spotlight segment. And today we have Miss Mignon. Is it Anderson Brown? Brown Anderson. Forgive my dyslexia. She's
In
going to
the
be coming on to
building.
talk about domestic violence, especially within our community. Touch of skin. It needs to be addressed, and we're going to be talking about some of those things with her later on in the show. But today we have segments.
Hold on. Real quick, shout out to Mr. Anthony Yost, who hosted a hell of a show yesterday at, I forgot the name of that place, man. What is the name of that spot?
It's called Wonder Garden.
Wonder Garden. Hosted an amazing show. Shout out to Zub and Misery as well, who held it down.
And Gigi.
produced- Oh, Gigi, yeah. My bad. Shout out to Gigi Modric, too.
Gigi.
Gigi.
So we first today we are talking about the healthcare bill. You remember that little thing on the bill? The bill is missing. So as we know, the U.S. Senate Republican leaders are writing a secret healthcare repeal behind closed doors, which they gave us. They let us see what was going on with it today. They're pretty much going to gut Medicaid, pretty much going to block care, Planned Parenthood, endanger the lives of the disabled, and kick millions of people off of their coverage. And they did this all behind closed doors. And then it's like, surprise, we have a health bill, which really sucks. And millions are going to be out of health care. It's horrible. And it's heartless. You know what I'm saying? I think they even started the training to start training the nurses how to talk to the doctors, and I think we got a copy of it. Yeah, it's the nurse saying, I think the patient in room C is dying, and the doctor says, does he have insurance? She says no, and say, yes, he's dying. Yeah, so that sucks.
Black
and
people,
it's
you have to get your
unfortunate.
ginger ales.
It's unfortunate. Why can't we just be like Canada, like, and have free universal health care, like where everyone can live? If everybody can be healthy, then we can have more productive people to work. You know what I'm saying? It just makes sense to me. And Canada has great maple syrup, and they play hockey a lot. So it's like, and they speak French and English. Like, this is another thing. While this picture is up, especially black people, there is no such thing as being big boned while we're talking about health. See, this is how you think that your bones look. This is not how your bones look. Your bones are, can we go back to the first picture? Your bones are actually thin and skinny, and your body is big. So
Nah, I got a
please-
fat skeleton, for real. My skeleton
No,
fat. I got
I
a
got
fat skeleton, for real. My bones is real
my
big.
grandma was big bone. Her mama was big bone. No, they all had the same size bones, and your body is different. So yes, let's pull it together, because without healthcare, you can't go to Popeyes and eat that $5 box every day.
Right.
It's not healthy, and you're not gonna have healthcare to take care of it. So pull it together, people.
Yeah.
Next, I think we're gonna talk about Michelle Carter, convicted of manslaughter after sending texts to her boyfriend about him committing suicide, which led to his suicide.
She looked like she'd kill somebody.
This is a picture, but I saw several pictures of her, and you know, a picture is worth 1,000 words.
I got a lot of them out there.
Yeah. Not those pictures.
Wait
It's a
till-
PG show.
Wait till you see my history.
Lord.
I was asleep one time and woke up
I'm
and
blind.
person was taking a selfie. I said, man, what in the fuck?
Alex.
I'm sorry.
Alex.
I apologize.
You
I
know we
apologize.
will
I'm
tumble up
sorry.
here on this desk.
I'm
no
sorry.
cursing.
I'm sorry.
Gosh, I feel like my grandma. Lord have mercy. Can't take you nowhere.
I'm sorry.
Alex ever gonna stop cursing? Let's ask the magic ball, because I don't have time for this. You play too much.
Well, the magic ball said a curse word.
If the magic ball, I will throw this magic ball out the window.
I'm sorry.
My God.
What is it? Chances aren't.
What am I gonna do?
I love you, man.
This is crazy.
All right. So
Look, she sent those texts to her boyfriend. He, committed suicide. It's a dual-edged sword for me. He was in a very sensitive place, and you were probably the last person that could have prevented him from doing so, but you told him to do it. So, yeah, you kind of killed him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you kind of killed him.
and that's what she's on trial for?
Oh, she's already convicted. They
Oh.
convicted her of manslaughter,
Where is that
facing
now?
20 years.
Jesus.
20 years in prison for texting her boyfriend to go ahead with what he had planned.
Ooh.
Now, on the flip side, Philando Castillo, whose daughter does not have a father anymore because a police officer opened fire into a car and shot him 7 times. He was a licensed gun permit carrier, and he was complying, as the video showed that they just released. He got off.
Sad. Did you see the dash cam when his daughter got out of the car? That almost made me cry, man.
And they handcuffed the mother.
Yeah.
And the daughter was, I can't even remember what she said. I was so over it and livid at that point.
Yeah, I couldn't even watch the whole thing.
Super sad. Like, people, where there's inequality, there's injustice. And, you know, once we get that out of the way, none of this is going to subside. I don't know. I'm flabbergasted, and I'm angry. I'm upset. I'm scared a little bit, because if people get off on this, like, I mean, what chance do I have? It's crazy. We should really think about that. And she sent a text and got manslaughter. He just fired into a car of somebody who was obeying the law, and then he gets off. It's not fair, and it doesn't work for me, and I'm not here for it.
Well.
Now, moving on. The mistrial. Bill Cosby. Oh my God. Bill Cosby. What is wrong with his eye? Lord, Bill Cosby done sold his eye to the devil to get off on this trial. Lord, the devil said, give me your eye and I will get you off. Oh my God. That is crazy, Bill Cosby. Okay, get into that eye. Yo.
You know he tripped once. Every time he go to court, he tripped one time.
No, let me tell you. Look, this meme is so funny. Bill Cosby is not checking for you, girl. He likes models.
If
Sorry.
you don't get away from me, you're looking at me with the thing.
Yo. Go back to that eye picture, though. That is so crazy. What is up with that eye? Like,
Zoom
did
in a
he
little bit
trade
more.
places with Forrest Whitaker? Like, ah!
Like
Yo.
the-
Do Jell-O pudding pops give you cataracts? Like
the winking emoji.
you know Jell-O is made from pork. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
Yes, Jell-O is
It's
made from pork and horse hooves.
Well, I won't be eating Jell-O anymore.
Lord, your digestive system is on fleek if you continue to eat Jell-O full of pork and horseshoes. So we're going to take a quick break, pay these bills, look at these upcoming shows that Alex and myself both have coming up. There's also, look at this, and I'm going to bring it up when we come back from break. There's in this feed for the flyers that we have, there's this place that is giving away money for people who need money for rent, light bills, things of that nature. So if you're in D.C. and you need that, pay attention to the flyers that are going across the screen.
What's
we're
that
going to
number?
go to break, and we're going to come back with some more entertainment news.
Alex.
And Anthony.
I'm back, baby.
Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony. News, sports, truth with comedy. Community mixed with a little celebrity. Every Thursday night at 6 in the evening.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony. News, sports, truth with comedy. Community mixed with a little celebrity. Every Thursday night at 6 in the evening.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
There we go. And we are back with
Alex.
and Anthony.
Yeah.
So we're back, and we are going to go right. Actually, could you pull that picture where they're helping people? It was like free money or something. Free. Yes, this right here. Celebrate America Free Financial Assistance Week. So I found this flyer. It's money towards rent, car notes, electric bills, daycare, cell phone bills, gas cards, gift cards for groceries. I did a little investigating. They said that you didn't even have to bring the bill. I don't know what kind. I don't know what. I feel like you may go and you may be abducted by aliens. You may go and they might have a warrant for your arrest. I don't know what. You know what I'm saying?
Check.
But if you're down on your luck and your rent needs to be paid, I would definitely go out to, check it out at least, or send my daughter in there or something. Girl, go see what it is,
gonna get
and
me some
then
groceries.
text me. I'm gonna be around the corner.
Mhm.
For real.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I feel like that was, anytime somebody needs some help and I can help, with that, because there are a lot of agencies that do help. You just have to get up off of your butt and go get the help. Faith without works is dead, so you have to put the work in. So, talking about work, Beyonce and Jay-Z. Where's Beyonce Pregos? Beyonce,
That's a fake baby.
no. I feel like this is the real baby. The first Blue Ivy was born in a pod.
Beyonce, Jay-Z had Blue Ivy.
I feel like he did, because his nose spread and everything.
Right.
Like his nose spread.
Those the first pictures of the babies?
No. But with Beyonce, if she just took all of these baby pictures, like with her stomach. You know what I'm saying? The first pregnancy, how many pregnant shots did you see that were real and not that folded over baby stomach that she
know,
had
right?
on that interview? Did you see
Probably
that?
one, yeah.
Her whole stomach folded
Yeah.
over. That was so embarrassing. What if it was a baby in there and your stomach folded over like that? Because there was no baby.
Come on, looking like Jay-Z.
And then she didn't know, you know what I'm saying? She didn't take any, no midriff. Her shirt wasn't raised. You couldn't see no flesh. You know what I'm saying? But now she takes pictures coming out the shower, swimming.
So
You know what I'm
it's a fake
saying?
baby.
Taking Lamar's pictures.
All them babies from Africa. All them babies from Nigeria. And he paid $1 million for each child. Look at the baby right there.
I think we have a picture of the twins. There they go. There they go. If you're wondering why they're so big, it's because Beyonce had them babies last year. Child. She didn't let y'all know when she had those babies.
She
Those
adopted
babies
them
named
last
and
year.
everything. They in pre-K.
That baby 14.
Okay? About to have a bar mitzvah. Because they're diverse. Yeah, and then I think their names, it's going to be,
Blue, red, green, and yellow.
I think it's Bright Rose and White Oleander. I think that's the new name.
Off-white.
Or Arnold Palmer. Arnold and Palmer for lemonade and sweet tea. No, I think it's, now I read this article. I don't know how true it is, but I think that they're going to name them Sean and Bay. I'm serious. Sean after, Jay-Z's first name, and then Bay after Beyonce. So it'll be Sean, Bay, and Blue. It's a no-go with it? I would just say keep with the flower names. The
Right.
flower names are cute. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna do all of that.
Eh.
So now this person that we're gonna talk about next, I mean, is a master producer, master artist, legendary artist from the legendary duo Mobb Deep. Prodigy has passed away.
Rest in peace, Prodigy.
Rest in peace. Yeah, Prodigy. Awesome rapper, awesome producer. Let's give Prodigy a round of applause.
I was hurt when that happened because when I found out Prodigy died, it was the same time I found out Prince died. Like I just found out Prince died. It was like just too much for a Tuesday.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, I don't know what Tuesday has to do with it, but
It happened on Tuesday.
oh, okay.
On Tuesday.
Because if it was on Wednesday, would it still be bad?
Right.
Okay, I get it now. I'm sorry.
It's
Yeah, man, like in the Infamous, I think that was his album, man.
Yeah.
That Quiet Storm with Little Kim.
Yeah.
Yo, knock the blocks through hard tops in the parking lot.
Well, Monday.
Yep.
Sorry.
All of that. Yep. It's the unadulterated version.
Yes.
Did anybody used to watch Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling?
No.
No? Am I showing my age? Oh my God, y'all don't remember Glow with like Mount Fiji and the you don't remember? Oh,
What, is she
God.
fighting a chicken? What is that? Is that a costume?
So, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling was a show that came on like in the early 80s. I'm 41, so you know.
And looking good.
Well, thank you. You know black don't crack. You know.
Yeah. Unless
they say
black
that-
smoke.
You know, you've heard that before though, right? But have you ever heard the whole saying? It's black don't crack unless black smokes crack. And then it's all bets are off. You age more rapidly, and at the end you look like Bernie Sanders. Oh my God, thank you. Oh, Lord Morgan is coming out of her office.
Hold on,
to
wait a
tell me
minute.
how good-
I'm 52. I'm 52 and a half. You didn't come out here and give me any props. I'm dead.
I'm a walking corpse.
I'm dead.
Clap for me. You're crazy. Oh, that baby is going
Somebody
hard.
please go get Beyonce baby.
Okay. God. Sick of them babies. Did you hear me and Tanya talking about we were going to start that business?
Yeah.
Baby traders.
That was funny. That was a good show, man.
I
watched
know
that.
for
That was a
people
good
who
show.
like, babies, people don't like babies who cry. People like babies at different stages.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get, like, some people like toddlers, some people like newborns. So look, when you get the newborn, it gets 2 years old, and then you trade it off to somebody else. And then they take care of it from 2 to 4, and then they trade it off to the next person. You know what I'm saying? And you get the baby that you want for the short period of time. Isn't that amazing? I feel like watch out for baby traders.
People gonna be fiending. Y'all ain't got no toddlers in there.
Y'all ain't got no.
I gave you a 2-year-old. Ain't got no
know.
toddlers.
I just gave my newborn up. Oh my God. Lord, people fiending for babies. Lord, that's their new crack. So yeah, I totally forgot what we were talking about. Glow is a show that's coming on Netflix. And it was in the height of wrestling when people thought wrestling was real. Which I still can't imagine that to this day, because if anybody really gets hits like that, like, have you seen a real fight when somebody gets Russian sickled? They do not get back up.
Right.
Like their whole Adam's apple is squished inside of their throat and they can't breathe. So yeah, they're not gonna get back up. But this show was designed for ladies, and it was the same format as the wrestlers. It came on like Saturday mornings at 9 o'clock, and they had these crazy outlandish names and these characters, and they're gonna talk about it. They just had a new show about it on Netflix called Glow. So we are going to take a break, pay these bills, and when we come back, we are going to talk about something serious: domestic violence in our community. Where does it stem from? Where are the roots? How can we deal with it? We're going to talk about that with Mignon Brown Anderson, and we will be back with Thursday Night Tea with
Ali.
and Anthony.
Listen, DC's #1 recording studio.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony. News, sports, truth with comedy. Community mixed with a little celebrity. Every Thursday night at 6 in the evening.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Listen vision. Listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony. News, sports, truth with comedy. Community mixed with a little celebrity. Every Thursday night at 6 in the evening.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday.
And we are back live at Listen Vision Studios in the capital, Washington, D.C., where it is bright and sunny outside. And it is bright and sunny in here because I have a fabulous guest with me today. We're going to be talking about something serious. Domestic violence in our community touches skin. We need to get it together. But first, in order to do that, I think we need to find out where it comes from. What's the root of it? So today, I have the wonderful activist, public speaker, Mignon Brown Anderson.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
I am doing awesome. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure for you to come bless us with your presence today and your story.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about Mignon.
Well, as you said, I am the founder and president of the Lakeisha Brown Foundation.
Okay.
I started. I started this organization in 2007 when my 18-year-old daughter Lakeisha was murdered by her boyfriend.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. So through that tragedy, God started speaking to me about my own past of domestic violence. And when he started showing me that, I realized that it was a generational thing because my mom had been a victim, my grandmother had been a victim, and no one dealt with it. And it just kept being passed down from generation to generation until one day when that same behavior took my daughter. And so that's when I had to come forward and speak and share it because I knew I wasn't alone. When I grew up, we didn't know it was domestic violence. We called it fighting your boyfriend. I'm 47 years old. So
Look amazing.
thank you.
Black don't crack.
So we didn't know it was domestic violence. It was fighting your boyfriend and it was happening everywhere. And one thing about it, people always ask me, well, did you see it in your home with your mom? I did not, because when my mom left my dad, I was 3 years old. So I don't remember that, but she told me that it was violence in the relationship. So with her leaving that relationship, it put us in the care of other people where we witnessed abuse and we learned to accept abuse because it was going on with everyone. And it wasn't talked about. It was just pushed under the rug.
We as, can they hear me on this mic? Okay, we as African Americans tend to do a lot of that, sweeping it up under the rug. I think that, just off the top of my head, I think that it stems from us being here in the beginning, you know, and from
Absolutely.
slavery.
Absolutely.
You know, just sweep. In order to deal with it, you have to just sweep it up on the rug, swallow your feelings, don't talk about it, because that's how you cope, and bury it deep down inside. But now, those curses have come back to haunt us.
Absolutely, because we're told in our household. I remember the cliches is that they used to always say that whatever goes on in this house, it stays in this house.
Yes.
And in those houses, it was a lot of abuse, whether it be sexual, domestic, all those different types of things, and nobody wanted to deal with it. And in the Black community, what we do, we're pushed off to the church to be able to get that healing so you can deal with it. But you're never completely healed because it's never still not talked about. It's again shunned and swept under the rug. And sometimes when you do go to certain people and express what's going on to you, then a lot of times people have been re-victimized. I have met women who have went and expressed that they have been molested or raped by a family member, only to that person to rape and molest them.
True, and you know, the truth hurts. And a lot of times, the same, especially in African American families, the same uncle that molested you sits at the dinner table for Thanksgiving dinner.
Oh, my
Nobody
goodness.
says anything. Nobody addresses it. But when they see their daughter or their son along with that uncle, they're like, "Didn't I tell you to get over there and now get out of Uncle Fester's room?" Because Uncle Fester is a child molester.
That's right. That's right. I've
But you
had
know, they
stories
don't,
like
yeah,
that.
and people don't address the situation. They just let it go on, and then it becomes generational.
Absolutely. But we have to change that. We have to start speaking about it. We have to start educating one another. And like I said, you know, for me, my family, we were a church family. I grew up in a strong religious family, and they were very powerful in the church. They held very high positions in the church, and everything was much so is that you can't let the pastor know that this is going on. So even though that we dressed up very well and we went to church and we served on ministries, but when we went home, we lived in the house of hell because my grandmother was married to her husband. He wasn't my biological grandfather, but he was an alcoholic.
Okay.
And so it was a lot of verbal abuse. And so growing
That's a
up,
compound issue.
Yeah.
Alcoholism and domestic violence.
Yes.
Sometimes they go hand in hand.
yes. And so very young, I grew up already learning how to belittle a man, to talk down to a man, because I never seen a healthy relationship. So I didn't have any respect.
Because you do what you see.
Exactly. It was in my household, it was mainly women. Like all the men had walked away. So we were taught how to be strong women, and that you didn't need a man, and that you can do this on your own. And so through that, you grew up to have a disrespect for men, that you felt as though that it's nothing that he can do for me, because every example I've seen, he's failed. You know, and then so this same girl growing up, then I go out here and I meet your son, and I get into a relationship with him where I don't know how to communicate. I don't know any conflict resolution skills. I don't know anything. And so when I'm coming into a relationship being broken, because my dad left and I got rejection issues and abandonment issues, and I don't know this at this time, but I'm in a relationship with a guy, and then he's coming into it and he's broken. And it's like a perfect storm for domestic violence.
And that's a good label, a perfect storm. What could you tell our viewers? Because we talked about earlier, you said that you didn't know that it was called domestic violence. So a lot of people didn't know that it was. Tell our viewers, what are some of the signs, you know, the signs that go off before it gets to that point? Like,
Well, domestic violence is a crime of control. You have someone that comes into your life, they want to control what you're wearing, they want to control what you're doing, they want to control your friendships, they want to control everything about you. And what they do, they come in and they isolate you from your relationships, because they come in telling you that nobody loves you like they do. And so a lot of times they'll push you away from those broken relationships, because remember, you already broken. You don't have good relationships in the family. You thinking that people telling you not to be with a certain person for what they see, because they jealous. They don't want to see you happy. You know, so you have those things. And so you're thinking that, okay, well, even if he's verbally abusing me or if he's hitting me, I can get past this. What kept me in those relationships is because I thought that I could change him. I thought that if I loved him enough, I thought that if I sexed him enough, I thought if I cooked for him enough, that it would help him see that I'm a great person and that I didn't deserve to be beaten or belittled. But it had nothing to do with that. It was his own issues.
And when people show you who they are, believe them.
Absolutely,
The first time. You know,
yes.
people, it's the essence of who they are. You know, regardless of what they say, pay attention to their actions.
Yes,
'Cause
actions.
That's what
Actions
speaks louder.
definitely speaks louder than words, because you can just get, like, for example, when I got married, I even married my abuser. Before I even married my husband, he had already dislocated my elbow. He had already blacked my eye, pushed me out of a moving car, and did so many things to him. But then what he
You
did,
sound like Keanu Reeves.
girl,
What, I
I'm
mean,
telling you, let me tell
pulling
you.
stunts and stuff.
Yeah.
The Matrix, you jumping out of moving cars and stuff. Dodging bullets.
I was pushed out the car. I
Lord.
was pushed out of the car. And my mentality is that when I got the day I got pushed out the car and I didn't know what had happened. I'm laying on the pavement and all I see is these brake lights coming back at me. I'm thinking he's gonna run me up because I'm discombobulated. I didn't know what was going on.
Where's this man now?
I have no idea.
And don't let me
He's
find
still
you.
around.
Pushing nobody I know moving cars. Y'all, what is wrong?
Listen, and it's wild because he follows me on Facebook, right? He follows me on Facebook, and last year he reached out to me and he told me that
Girl,
he
you
was.
ain't blocked him yet?
I did. I didn't want to. He's following me. He's not my friend.
Okay.
And I didn't want to talk to him. He called me through Facebook, and I was with my sister, and I was like,
Facebook
"What
is
do
a
he
setup.
want?" And I said, "I'll have nothing else to say to him. I left that marriage in 2004. I don't want to have anything to do with it." And my sister said, "Well, just see what he's talking about." So we were sitting there, and he was talking, and he was like, "Yeah, I've been watching you on Facebook, and I am so proud of you. I am so proud of what you're doing and speaking out, because it's definitely something that needs to be addressed." I was like, wow. I would have never thought that he would come to me and say that. And he also apologized.
That is amazing though.
He apologized for all that he has done.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
He couldn't.
Yes.
He couldn't break you. I applaud you for speaking
Thank you.
out. I applaud you for getting it together.
Thank
I applaud you
you.
for finding a good man. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That laughs at my jokes. You got a good man. Good man. Good one.
Yes.
I sounded like Ashley Mayo when I just did that. Shout out to Ashley.
One of the most famous murders that happened in D.C. over the last 5 years. Her niece was also killed. And the dude shot the baby as well.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
Yep. Yes, I am.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I applaud you. Like I said before, I thank you. Do you have any speaking engagements coming up?
Oh my goodness, yes, I have speaking engagements.
Tell everyone where to go. And
Well, I do want to tell your listeners that we're actually having an open mic
Yes,
on
yes.
July the 7th at Everlasting Life. Also, I have a radio show there. It's called Time for Change, and
Oh.
I do talk about domestic violence, give it a platform to be able to deal with these issues, and also give people resources so they can know that if you're ever in that situation, there is a way out. You can get out. There's a national hotline number at 1-800-799-SAFE. Call that number and get the services that you need. So back to the open mic. It's on July 7th at Everlasting Life in Capitol Heights, Maryland. The address is actually 9185 Central Avenue. And what we're doing it for domestic violence. We're doing a charity fundraiser because me and a partner of mine, we're actually going on tour around the country, and we're taking the message of domestic violence to other areas and trying to do a program for mothers and daughters. Because what I've found out is that a lot of young girls don't realize that their mothers is there for them. They think that they can't go to their mothers. They think they can't talk to their moms. So a lot of times that leads them and put them in relationships that they don't need to be in because they don't feel there's nobody they can trust.
Exactly.
Well, we're trying to build those relationships again.
That's awesome. And look, if you're in a situation like that, go get help. If he
Yes.
hits you and then puts you out and all that stuff, sis, it's like you're a cigarette.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, pull it together. Go get the help. You know, it's 2017. Ain't nobody got time for that.
No.
There's plenty of fish in the sea.
Yes.
Find you a good hardworking man
Yes.
that motivates you.
Yes.
I'd like to thank you for coming by. I want to hug. Oh, God bless you.
Thank you.
We're going to come right back with Thursday Night Tea with Alex and Anthony with the award-winning spoken word poet, Diabolically Haitian. We'll be right back.
Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday Night Tea with Alex and Anthony. News, sports, truth with comedy. Community mixed with a little celebrity. Every Thursday night at 6 in the evening.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday Night Tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday night tea with Alex and Anthony.
Welcome back to Thursday Night Tea with Alex and Anthony. We have a great surprise for you today. Yep, are we here? Yeah, we're here at Listen Vision Studios in the capital, Washington, D.C. We have a great surprise for you today. Her name is Diabolically Haitian. We performed together. She's an award-winning spoken word artist, amazing poet. I want you to give a warm round of applause for Diabolically Haitian.
What's up, what's up, what's up? How y'all doing? All right, cool. All right, so see what piece I'm gonna do. All right. Even though I have a white mother, she never allowed me to question my skin color. And every time I did, she would look at me like I lost my goddamn mind. Sweetie, you realize people spend their whole life savings just to be as dark as you. They envy you. I was completely oblivious to how right she was because I was only paying attention to how white she was. But as I grew older, I began to realize exactly how right she was. They didn't only envy me, they hated me. The complexion of her white skin gave an advantage over me that I would never have, no matter how successful I became. And how right she was and how white she was began to intertwine with one another. And I could feel the pull of society keep us away from each other. Her love for me could not protect me from the racism I was subjected to. The white skin she was able to hide in bared a sense of security against the black skin I couldn't escape from. There was nowhere to run. As I watched her try and protect me from the harshness of reality. In the word times, the skin color bothered me, but I'll be lying if I said and also profit off of whiteness. For as whiteness has saved me in the Rockford Town Center that evening, the black pavement kissed my black face, as black blood fell from my black lips, and that immediate black guy from his black gloves being balled into a fist. As me and the white officer did an uncoordinated square dance in his attempt to put me under arrest. He wasn't concerned about the crowd growing or the words being shouted in protest, but his desire to spill black blood went erupted when he saw that I was embracing white love, and immediately he released me. It was then I realized the justice system had deceived me. I began noticing the stairs as we walked into a department store, and they wouldn't approach me, unless she was staying next to me. They would take the time to follow me around the store, though, never really thinking that I had, though. So caught up on my appearance that they didn't even realize I was subconsciously the deterrent for the white lady in the back of the store who was actually stealing. They would think because I had dreadlocks, I had to be stopped before I passed the metal detectors. Never even realizing there's nothing dreadful about the locks I carry on my head. They help to represent the blood my ancestors shed. They're part of history and a part of me. In school, I was taught that my history started with slavery and that white people basically saved me, and I had no choice but to believe them because a white lady actually saved me. But as I became more educated, I realized white people didn't actually save me or create my history, but instead interrupted it. And the history books will only tell you what they want you to know because Europeans corrupted it. But although my white mother did actually save me, I put learning my history on a part of my bucket list. Because we started as kings and queens, not servants. We human beings, not worthless. They say we started out as slaves, but they started out in caves. They just twist shit up and reword it. But then it baffles me. As I dug deeper and I realized white people weren't the only ones who corrupted our history, because black people did it too. It's like just like they wanted a pure white race, they wanted a pure black race. In order to be pure, you couldn't need cure. Like Rosa Parks wasn't the first woman sitting in front of the bus. She's got the credit. Because the NAACP thought she'd be a better representative of the black race. And like the first Black Wall Street was in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And that's also where the first American terrorism took place. They just blame it on 9/11 so they could save face. But even though I had struggles of having you as a white mother, my love for you runs deeper than any black blood running through these veins. For you the only one who's truly able to keep this black mind from truly going insane. For when society wrote failure, you wrote success. When they said give up, you said do your best. When I said I'm black, you said you're right. When I said I gotta fall back, you said you gotta fight. And here, whole time, I thought you ain't understand. Well, because you're white. You never stopped being my mother because of the difference in our skin. Society thought we would lose, but you knew we would win. And for that, Mom, I love you. All right, so I got another one. Oh man, I think I messed y'all mic up. What up?
No, you good.
Without tightening it now. What up? Oh man, yeah, I messed it up. My bad.
No, you good.
Yeah, right here's good.
It's okay.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there we go.
All right, cool. You good now? All right, good. All right, so this next piece I'm gonna do, like for my college internship, I actually did it in a women's prison up in Jessup, and I was teaching them like spoken word poetry and stage presence. And at the end of it, we had like a showcase, and they showcased their talent or whatever. And they all wrote pieces, and I wrote a piece for them. And so this is it. Never been incarcerated, but a piece of me's in prison. I caught myself being buried once, but from the dirt I've risen. Souls reincarnated. Sins, I was forgiven. With a different mind frame, I found my purpose in living. Love the feeling of the heat, create a fire in the kitchen, formulated my position despite the opposition. Knew I had to spread this gift that I've been given. Knew I had the power to devour souls, but slipping similes and metaphors between my tongue. And now I'm walking across the stage calling kingdom come. The landmark of this legacy has just begun. My words have hit across the country, overseas, and now the prison system. Hand me your pens and I'll teach you how to grip them. Tell me your wants and I'll show you how to list them. Teaching your pen to bleed on the paper, exposing your inner truths, leaving you but vulnerable and healed at the same time, because that's what poets do. You gotta just listen to what we tell you. We tell you that when nothing's going right, pick your pen up and write. I said when nothing's going right, pick your pen up and write. Society calls them thieves in the night. Some of them Robin Hoods, modern day Robin Hoods, while the government is Robin Hoods and building projects. Forgetting that the projects are still a project, where lives are disregarded and lines are obliterated, walking to the land of the women incarcerated, where most women were victims before they became defendants. Many would prey before they became predators. Souls were already dead before they became murderers. But then I started teaching murderers to murder words through eloquent lines of positive function, with someone once doing lines of self-destruction, whether it was cutting, sniffing, sell the boat, they dipping. Some of them were co-defendants, but we couldn't catch them snitching. Willie Lynch and Willow Trees, yeah, they had them hanging. Yeah, they had that mentality, and some of them were banging. Wasn't nothing but bad timing. Hand them a thesaurus with a couple more tools, and then I had them rhyming. All they needed was a little inspiration from a positive presence. First day of class, ain't know who will be in attendance. Came in a little nervous, was like, shy, get a grip. You're here to serve your purpose, they're gonna wanna see you rip. Formed a couple of bonds, and then I was on this ego trip. We had butterfly, banana split, strawberry milk in it, envy, true to life, poker face, and then there's ice, heartfelt, my birthday twin, quiet storm, silence, and sin. Those 11 women helped me find my light within. Empathizing and sympathizing doesn't mean I condone. But those women are still queens and they still deserve a throne. And I hope they know that no matter how lonely it gets, they know that they're never alone. Some will tell them they've been buried, but really they've been planted. I hope they take heed in this opportunity and don't take it for granted. It's not about the stumble, but the recovery after the fall. It is there that I learned that roses still bloom through prison walls. I don't know what they're gonna do, but I need them to keep living, because never did I expect to find my freedom in a prison.
That was amazing. Give her another round of applause because that was, yo, you are talented. You are talented, you are gifted, and your gifts will make room for you. I want you to just tell right quick before we leave, you have an amazing, I used to tell this joke about ancestry.com. That like I used to say, like, shout out to the black people who went to ancestry.com and found out they were still black. Until we performed together and she told this story, and I have never done that joke since. Could you just tell that story, just a short version, because we only got a minute?
Okay, short version. All right, well, I found out I was a twin on Ancestry.com. You said short.
Yeah, just a little more. About who and
how? Well, yeah, so, I'm adopted from that poem, and so my mom got me the Ancestry kit, like, for Christmas one year. I did it. Sent it in. A year later, dude hit me up. Was like, yo, you need to hit me up. We started talking and found out we were born in the same, we were at the same orphanage and everything. Our birthdays are like around the same. We looked at pictures and stuff, and then we're like, hold up, bro. Like, I think we're twins, and then found out we're twins.
That is amazing. I thank you for your story. I thank you for coming by and blessing our stage. Me and Alex, we thank you for coming by. Come up here, come on. Mignon Brown Anderson, let's get up here. We thank her. Give her a round of applause for our wonderful spoken word artist and public speaker. We thank you for tuning in for Thursday Night Tea with
Ale
and Anthony. Thank you to Allison and Crosby, our engineers for this evening. Shout out to Jeremy and Morgan. Shout out to John Luis. We're going to see Orlando Harper at the Miracle Theater for the Brothers Project premiere. Stay tuned next Thursday for Thursday Night Tea with Alex and Anthony. Thanks for tuning in.
Listen vision, listen vision. DC's #1 recording studio.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday Night Tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea.
It's Thursday Night Tea with Alex and Anthony.
Thursday Night Tea with Alex and Anthony. News, sports, truth with comedy. Community mixed with a little celebrity. Everything